All right. How's it going, everybody? Oh, there we go. That's the window I needed. How's it going? How's it going? I hope everyone's having an outstanding day. Wait for more people to get in here. But then I got to tell you that Fallout 4 may become a reality. To a degree. To a degree. Alright, in the meantime, let's go rock this. What is this? Oh, Kelso. I don't like Kelso.
Man, this task force is off to a pretty rough start. They have a lot of history, I guess. I feel for Rhodes. I know what it's like to want to hunker down and try to ride out the storm. Can't do it, though. It's not the way the world works. We've been dealt a shitty hand, but we still have cards to play. We owe everyone here our best effort. We'll find Keener and bring him to justice. We're the Division. We don't quit.
All right. Hey, Pi 2015. How's it going? Hi, DLC. Yes, this is the DLC. Absolutely, this is the DLC. Actually, the very beginning of the DLC, too. Like, once you get to the base that you're going to be operating out of, that's where we're at. All good here. How are you? Outstanding, Stephen Ledger. That's what I like to hear. I am fantastic. I am fantastic. I'm going to wait until a few more people get in. But how funny would it be if I told you that a video game called How the World Ends? And it's now being reiterated in our current world by something that is not a video game or owned by a video game developer. Like, I was really surprised to hear it myself. We don't need to be changing nothing because we covered his face with that awesome looking mask that looks really weird because it looks like he's wearing a baseball cap under his beret now. Oh, look at that. Pi's at the top of the list with 51. Oh, sorry, that's 5,163,640 clan XP points. Hot dang. Good work, Pi. Alright, so we need to take out this one.
Cornell was an RPA pilot before he went rogue, so he knows drones inside and out.
We think he's been using heavily customized drones to spy for Keener.
A peacekeeper managed to shoot one down, and we'd like you to check out the crash site for anything that could lead us back to Parnell.
Alright. Let's see what else. I haven't really truly explored this, like, headquarters. Haha, damn. I never saw that. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, I keep up with that stuff. I try to pay attention there. Cause like we're a clan 6 now, and yeah, we still got quite a bit of things to go do that we're still working on, obviously. But yeah, you're in first place with this for this week. You are in first place. So very cool. Very cool. Oh, I got stuff in my inventory? Why? I don't want stuff in my inventory. No, I'm just kidding. Holy crap, look at this. Like, hot damn. I think I'm going to end up having... There we go. That's better. I'm kind of torn here because, like, okay, so I like my marksman rifle. This is giving me proficiency ranking because of the rarity. But this hands down actually performs better, which is so weird to say. Wait a second. That's too much of a increase to not use it. Alright, that's trash. That's trash. That's trash. Okay. Okay. And of course it is. Alright. What do we got here? Oh, god damn it. Alright. Where's the store? There's got to be a store here, because I really don't want to give up that rifle if I don't have to.
Hey, want to make a trade?
Here I say that, and then guess what? I have to give it up. Yeah, I do. Because it's really that much better. Dang. Alright, so we're going to take a hit on the proficiency leveling for the moment. By the way, you see this scope right here? This C79 scope? I'm just going to throw this out there. This is not a C79. This is an M79. M as in Mike. Not C as in Charlie, okay? A M79 is a real scope. It does absolutely look like this. However, it's for light machine guns. 5.56 specifically. Just throwing that out there. So it's a real scope. It's just it's legit for a light machine gun. 5.56 light machine gun. You don't put it on anything else. You put it on anything else and it's wasted and its benefits are lost. Like truly. And let's see, what do we need? We need higher accuracy. So do we have? There it is. And ooh. All right, we're gonna put that on there. That's funny that the silencer. They're like, oh yeah, that increases your accuracy. That's not okay. If you'll say so. That's not actually how that works, but okay. See, do we want the like almost a completely steady platform, or do we want the bigger magazine? Oh man, I think we're gonna go with the bigger magazine on that one. All right. Okay, and I know it absolutely does nothing for me, but I would like to have a flashlight for when I absolutely actually need it. This one doesn't have a paint. Okay. Well, alright then. Let's do it. Actually. Do I got any new... I do not. And do we have anything here? No, we do. Extra bombs. Yeah, we don't use bombs. Okay. And we need to do the deconstruction for the event. Well, for the project, for the... whatever you call it. The clan project.
Thanks for trading with me.
And then we're going to sell trinkets. We're going to drop off... oh, not that weapon. Drop these. Drop those. What I'm sipping is different than you probably could tell that by the tempo. Living it fast as the days go by. I see the fire that glows in the sky. All right. Okay. Now that that's taken care of, all the joys of finding new stuff better than the old stuff, right? No kidding. Is that for far firing? Are you talking about in real life, or are you talking about? Because I'm assuming you're talking about the M79 scope that we were just discussing. Are you talking about, is it for far firing in real life or far firing in the video game? Let me know. Real life. Okay. Real life, it's for target acquisition. Okay, so what I mean by that when I say target acquisition, one of the big rules that my specific group was trained in, and I can't speak for other groups because every unit has its own training methods, but my unit was like one of the key things of every fight we got into was positive identification. You have to positively identify the threat. You can't just engage because you're being shot at. you need to positively identify the threat. And when you positively identify the threat, that's called target acquisition. So now you've acquired your target. Now the M79, you can use it for shooting at a distance, but the reality is you're shooting a light machine gun. So the recoil from that weapon system, because it's a burst fire weapon system, the using the optic to actually shoot with is not beneficial. It actually will hurt your performance as a gunner. You use tracer rounds to sight when it comes to machine gun fire. However, that scope, it does allow you to positively identify and call out targets for you and your buddies, so that way everyone can see and know what they're looking for and where it's at, and then you can go ahead and people can start engaging effectively with their specific weapon systems. But it's not used during the fight itself, because it's the recoil negates any usefulness the scope may provide. Alright, so let's see here. Nexus Sloth, how's it going? Stopping in to say hi. Also, I bought this game today. That is so cool. If you need help, let us know. If you need help, absolutely let us know. You're gonna have fun. Yes, and thank you for doing that shout out, Stephen Ledger. Okay, so for those who don't know, Nexus Sloth is a Legion broadcast team member. She's amazing, okay? And she actually does a variety of games. It's really, really cool. So like if she does the Elder Scrolls, you heard her just say she got Division. She also does Skyrim. I've seen her do like the Jurassic Park World Evolution one, where you like build your own Jurassic Park, right? Seen her do that one. I've seen her do the zoo, where you build your own zoo and you create your own habitats for the animals that you have at your zoo. Like, it's some really cool stuff over there. Like, she genuinely does some very entertaining variety streaming. So absolutely go check it out. And again, she's a Legion broadcaster. You have to go support the Legion. That's just the rules. I don't make them. I just enforce them. Okay? So, let me tell you guys this fun thing. Are you ready? Did you know that World War III will start this year? So, check this out. Somebody asked Alexa, you know, the smart AI system thing that you ask it questions and then it gives you information, or it will do whatever you tell it to do, right? Somebody asked it when World War III was going to start. And in fact, you can find the video circling the internet now. And Alexa responded with, World War III will start on 3rd November 2023 at 6:05 p.m. when Russia invades Germany. Like, that's what Alexa's answer was when somebody was like, hey, Alexa, when will World War III start? And it down to the minute, it was like at 6:05 p.m. That is when this starts. It was just like, oh shit, okay. Now, why is that concerning? Well, Fallout 4. Do you guys remember the faction, the Railroad? Do you remember that robot in the back room? Her name is Pam, right? And in the Fallout universe, in Fallout 4 specifically, you can find terminals and go through and read things and find out that Pam started the war, the nuclear war in the Fallout universe. She launched, because she's an AI, she hacked into the Chinese and the American computers and started launching missiles. That's what she did as an AI. She started the conflict. And then we have Google, and you have all of their you have a large portion of their engineers and scientists going, hey, yo, we have an AI and it's sentient. We have an AI, it's sentient. Hey, listen, it's not a prank. This is not a joke. This AI is sentient. And then Google's going, shut up, stop telling people. And they fire the people that come out and go, hey, this AI is sentient. Every single one of them get fired. And it's like, these are highly educated people that actually are working with these equipment and these machines and these programs. And it's like, I feel like if they are saying this as a warning, then maybe we need to listen to them, because this is their field of expertise and they work directly on that system. So when you go World War III by Alexa, Pam in the Fallout universe, and Google in real life sentient AI, I'm just like, hello Skynet, how are you today? My Alexa denies this. See? Okay, so the Alexas aren't connected? Are you telling me Alexa has multiple personality and server cores? Good God, that is terrifying. Hey Sarah Bear, how's it going? How's it going? Welcome in. And again, look, Sarah Bear, there's another amazing Legion streamer. So Sarah Bear, guess what? I don't know if Nexus Law told you, but she got Division 2. I'm excited. So, yes, so for those who don't know, Sarah Bear is the person who inspired us to get back into Division. So, if you guys haven't checked out her channel, absolutely do so. And also, for those who don't know, guess what? Sarah Bear's also got a clan. So you've got 2 clans to choose from, and they're both within the Legion community. How freaking cool is that? So, absolutely, guys, go check her channel out. Hit those follow buttons, show that Legion support. And again, it's another option on the table for another clan to be part of if you choose to do that instead. Like, it's still the same community, so absolutely check it out. I was there when she bought it. Oh, you were? That's outstanding. Oh, I don't know. I just asked my Alexa when World War III will start. It told me it can't predict that. That's interesting. See, because, like... Okay, so, like, if people are making recordings of their Alexas, because I've seen a few different ones by different people. So it's like, it's not one person that just manipulated their Alexa. It's like, no, multiple people are doing this video. So I'm like, if multiple people are saying, Alexa says this, but then you're like, let me check it out, and you checked your Alexa, and your Alexa's like, I can't predict that, then I'm like, that indicates separate personality matrices or servers, which indicates that Alexa has multiple Alexas. There isn't a single, like, one Alexa that's like a master AI. It's a multitude of smaller little Alexa AIs. And that, like, terrifying. I grew up on Terminator, okay? Okay. The Terminator movie is coming true. Absolutely. Well, it makes me wonder why it went in and changed, if they went in and changed her database. Ooh, that would be another good question. Like, did they do that? Are they capable of doing that? Like, what level of manipulation would you have to have access to be able to pull that off? That is such an interesting question, because that's another, because realistically, countdown requisitions? What's this?
Listen to Last Song Standing on the Dissect
I don't
podcast
understand
feed,
this.
only on Spotify.
I guess that must be an event, or like some special...
Does internet porn know you're cheating on it?
Whoa! Wow! Wow! I'm coming a little late to this conversation, but I may say when I go to Google and I say please and thank you. I ask Google to do something, I say please and thank you. That's fair. Like, honestly, if Skynet takes over, regardless of what names it chooses to call itself, if Skynet takes over, I think Man Bear will be safe. Because he's just so courteous to everything and everyone. It doesn't matter if it's a computer program or an actual human being. He's just so courteous to everybody. Like, Skynet would look at him and be like, you're cool. Don't bother this one. Leave this one alone. Move on. Continue the extermination. Like, that's how that would play out. And thank you for that subscription, by the way. Thank you, thank you. 11 months. That's impressive. That is outstanding. I'm going to Alexa at my house. And then when I get home, I'm going to ask, like, my mom's Alexa. That is so cool that you have so many different Alexas to choose from. I'm interested in the results. Definitely let me know. And, yeah, so for those who don't know, Alexa... sorry, not Alexa. There we go. We're so hung up on Alexa predicting the war and an AI potentially starting in World War III. I'm getting tongue-tied here. Anyway, so for those who don't know, Man Bear Nug. Again, look at this. Look at this. We've got three Legion broadcast team members in the stream right now. How freaking amazing is that? You guys are so outstanding. So, yeah, for those who don't know, like Man Bear Nug, you got to be there in the mornings. Every morning, except for Mondays. And what you do is you show up with your coffee, and you put your earbuds in, your AirPods, you turn your speakers up, whatever it is you're listening to, right? You put that all on, right? You got Man Bear. You got your coffee. And what you do is you sit down in a nice comfy chair, maybe in your bed, and you look at Man Bear, and you listen to that soothing, calming voice. And you take your coffee with both hands. Both hands. That's right, not one hand, both hands. And then you just take that first morning sip while listening to Man Bear and look at him play ESO, and it's just like, yep, perfect way to start the day. Absolute perfection for the morning. See, that's how you got to do it. So that's why you got to go over there and hit those follow buttons so that you can experience that moment of perfection and perfect harmony with the universe. Like, it is fantastic. Do it. All right. Let's see here. Countdown is a side mission you can do, and if you complete it, you gain coins to buy stuff from that vendor. Okay. Oh, next Bad Panda. Thank you for that information. Thank you for that information. That's very cool. Outstanding. And by the way, welcome to the channel. And if I love information, and I love people sharing information in the chat, for those who don't know, to help not only myself, but everyone in the chat and everyone that views my videos afterwards, to be able to help them better understand the games and be able to better enjoy them. So if you guys have information that I may not be aware of, and as far as the game stuff goes, absolutely feel free to share it. You know, because we want to help people enjoy these games to their fullest extent. Absolutely. So thank you for giving me that information, Next Bad Panda. I greatly appreciate it. But that's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm going to have to do side mission stuff then. The various AIs will band together. Alexa, Google, Siri. All going to be BFFs. Yeah, no kidding, right? Absolutely. No, that's a scary thought, all AIs banding together. Yeah, pretty much. I'm kind of thinking when it comes, they'll merge and want to do it. LOL. Okay, so yeah, no, I don't know if you have much experience with. Hold on, they're talking again.
Law enforcement agencies. And I really do mean former. There were widespread protests and riots here in the early days of the outbreak. Now it's more like a memorial to the society we lost.
Okay, now that they're done talking. Oh, hold on. If you go to your map on the top right side, you should have a countdown mission, but you might have to be in YCDLC first. Yep, I think you're right about the having to beat the DLC first. Because I legit just started. And I'm not seeing anything. I got the projects, I got the manhunt, I got the bounties. So yeah, I think you're right. I may have to beat the expansion first. Oh, you're in New York. Oh yeah. I'm currently in New York. I just started this. Like, I just got to that base.
Hey! You're talking to my guy all wrong. It's wrong.
Hey, it's Aqua Rebel. Look at that. Look at that. So now we're up to 4. 4. That's right. 4 Legion broadcast team members, all in the same chat together. See how amazing this community is. And by the way, for those who don't know, Aqua Rebel, he is a savant when it comes to character creation in any video games. Legitimately. He even issued a challenge one time for Elder Scrolls. He was like, anybody can give me any race, any class, any build combination, like as far as primary resource, like magic or stamina, And he was like, and I'll make it to the, I'll go through and I'll make it max level and not die once, regardless of how hard you guys make it. And sure as shit, he actually did it. Like, he is that impressive. When his characters show up in a video game to help you out or run with you, it's like you just flipped on easy mode. Literally, all you have to do is follow behind, because everything just dies in his presence. He is that good at character creation. It is on a serious level impressive. And that's coming from a lifelong gamer. Like, so absolutely go check that out. Pi says, next Bad Panda, you know how to get more shade tech, need 5 for a project, and can't find more. Didn't, was it Scareborne that had made the mention about the increasing the world tier level and resetting it? Doesn't that do that? I'm asking, I don't know. Obviously. So, oh, I remember what I was saying before. I got distracted. I get easily distracted. So, have you guys played well, I know Scareborne has, because she's doing a playthrough. But there's a faction in Mass Effect series called the Geth. If you actually look at what the Geth do, that's pretty much what Manbeer was saying there about the, like, AIs banding together. Because the Geth is a collection of all the Geth AI personalities made up into one core, like, server. And then all of them, like, they process and act as one, however they are individuals making up one identity. So, it's like, that's an interesting concept, because again, video games predicted it, and it's just like, how many more things are video games gonna get correct? And how many more things, like, when they happen in real world, are gamers gonna be like, hey, I've done this in one of my favorite video games, I know how to do this, it's cool. Like, when this collapse happens, everyone's gonna be like, oh, I played Division, I know what Urban Warfare is gonna be like, we're cool, we got this. Oh, let's see here. If you do all the missions and stuff, you should naturally get all the shade. Is there to get more? I did every mission, but I can't find more. That's fair, because, like, I thought about doing that, and I know I did that on my very first character. I went through and I actually collected all the shade tech first. Like, as soon as I could get access to it, I was out there and I was collecting it, and I got it all. And I wasn't paying any attention to things like the projects or the bounties or any of that. It was just like, no, here's a mission. I'm going to go grab that stuff. And I wanted the shade tech because I was like, I'm going to unlock everything. So, I guess that would be entirely possible, right? To collect all the shade and then get a project later down the road if you did it that way. I could see that. Possibly. Okay. Almost. Now, how funny is it? Like, would you consider it... Oh, hold on, they're talking.
What did you do, Theo? I just tried to access the door locks. I messed up and accidentally put it into gear. It's not my fault he parked by a lake. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why the hell would you do something like this?
Nearby signal detected.
You're coming up on the drone. Dig out that transceiver, and we'll see where it takes us.
Now, I have no idea if anybody can actually team up with me or help me out when I'm in the New York setting, or if anybody needs help. Like, I don't know if I can team up with you guys if you're needing help. But if it's available, know that I have no qualms with it if anybody does want to join, or if anybody needs my help, just let me know, and I will absolutely jump over into your games to help you guys out if it's something that Division allows. I'm not sure if it allows it or not, simply because you get that warning right before you go to New York where they're like, your game group will be disbanded. And it's just like, does that mean I can't go over there with friends, or I can't play with friends because you're gonna force disband my group? Because like they do give that disclaimer right before you go. But so oh, hold on. I don't know really, because there are some around the world, and doing missions give you shit. Also, Scareborne, if you need help, I am on an Xbox as well and can join. Well, you are always more than welcome to join. I love playing with my viewers and my streamer, my Legion community in general. So if you want to, you're more than welcome to. I am not opposed to it. Also, I don't know if you're in a clan or not, but we do have 2 clans. I have a clan and Scareborne has a clan, and it's both the same community, so it is the Legion community. So, if you need a clan, there's 2 to choose from. Thank you for the info, Panda. Going to look more into it. Yes, people can join you as long as they have been... So they have to finish New York. Do I have to finish New York before they can join? Or is it one of those, like, only if they have finished it, can they help others? You can play, but if it's just some... If it is some just starting, they would fight level 30 bad guys. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, no, most of the stuff on the online will tell you, like, the people that are seasoned veterans of Division, they're like, hey, do it the one time to make sure that you understand the story, and then after that, just start in New York. It'll give you a level 30 character to begin with. And it's like, oh, really? And they're like, yep. So, even though it starts at level 30, if they make a new character and start here, they'll start out with a level 30 character.
Detected.
Keener, come in. This is Keener. What are we looking at, Phil? 2 guards on regular rotations, 6-hour shifts. They're JTF, not agents. Should be easy enough to handle. Perimeter. Roaming patrols every hour. 4 to 6 man squads. Again, shouldn't be a problem.
And the building?
Isaac had the schematics for the building. I've mapped out a clear path to where Conley should plant the payload to do maximum damage to the building's infrastructure.
Great work, Phil. I don't know what I'd do without you.
You would have half the performance and half the effectiveness because Theo, you rely on him exclusively for your actionable intel.
Check out my new album,
Just throwing that out there.
on Spotify now.
Alright, so, question. Would you consider that terrifying or funny? Ironically funny, obviously. If Alexa's actually right. So, like, say that little clip the clips, plural, going around where Alexa predicts World War III being at November 3rd, 2023 at 6:05 p.m. when Russia invades Germany. How scary or funny would that be if she actually ends up being correct? Be like, Alexa,
Transceiver secured.
how did you do this?
Downloading comms protocols.
Recovering that transceiver is a good start, but we need more data if we're gonna locate Parnell.
I had an agent drop off their latest surveillance report at a community nearby. There should be some relevant data in there.
You should be able to cross-reference the 2, then isolate patterns that will point us in the right direction.
Okay. Well, we've got a control point. We'll take that out too. Woo! Go! 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 Alright, let's get on down there. Go, 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 go. Wait. What was that? Ooh, loody-loo-doo. Dismiss that, because we already know about checkpoints or control points. Which, again, they're technically the same thing. And trust me, I would know. I have set up and run several. Like, in real life. Like, they're the same thing. Oh, you think you're special. We don't do that here. We don't do a special fish.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
I should probably bring in the allies, huh? You keep running into the fire, that's funny. No! It's like the worst freaking time to have that happen. And I didn't even get a low battery warning. No! Let's see if my drone's gonna be badass enough to keep me alive, shall we? Oh, my drone was badass enough to keep me alive. Fantastic. Bam! I gotta double check, but I'm pretty sure that this weapon I'm running is the equivalent of a Scar in real life. Where is this? There they are. Oh yeah? Here. You just fumbled your grenade. Good job there, bud. Woo! Alright. Grab this up. Grab my ammo. Come on. There we go. Go, 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 go. We got one last... Hold on, hold on, hold on. Ah! Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Almost there. One more. One more. Where are you at? Hey, special fish. Whee! Okay. Bam! Call in nearby allies. Fight is done.
Reinforcements incoming.
Alright. Oh, shit. Again? We just killed everybody, damn it! And I fought the counterattack single-handedly. Come on. Why are you all coming out of the woodwork now? Goodbye. A third one? What the hell? Well, actually, I guess this would be the fourth one, huh? Like, how many of these do I have to fucking kill in this? Did the DLC just add, like, a whole new wave to control points? Okay, tried you. You were just as easy, my friend. You were not the challenge you thought you were. Woo! Okay. That would be terrifying. But if it happens, it happens. Oh no. Damn. Woo! It would be terrifying. I legit think that, like, gamers would perform a little better, though, than your standard civilian population or non-gaming population. Like, I think gamers would have a little bit of an advantage because we're like, no, this is familiar. I've been here before. It was in Fallout. Or it was Division. You know, it would be something to that degree. It'd be like, I've seen this. I know how this goes. I know the rules already. Woo! All right. Let's see, what is this place? Oh yeah, this is the place where they originally had their base, and everybody was killed by that that chemical, that virus. All right. Woo! Let's go. All right. So we reclaimed City Hall. Outstanding. Now,
Recovering that
let's
transceiver
go
is a
here.
good start, but we need more data if we're gonna locate Parnell.
I had an agent drop off their latest surveillance report at a community nearby. There should be some relevant data in there.
You should be able to cross-reference the two, then isolate patterns that will point us in the right direction.
Legitimately, Kelso is so freaking... She's so freaking lucky I'm not in charge, because I would have dragged her out in the street and shot her already. Good God, is she such a liability? And she has made so many situations far worse. Like, she is probably hands down the worst agent that I've seen so far in the Division series.
This is the only time I can get some reading done. Well, don't let me bother you. I'm just filing some papers. I won't be long. Oh, I don't mind the company. How are you holding up? It's hard, but we have to keep going. You're not helping anyone if you burn yourself out. You need to take a break once in a while. Of course. I'll just finish this and go straight to bed. If you need help falling asleep, I've got a nightcap for you. Tolstoy, great storyteller. But on most nights, all I need is 2 pages and I'll be off to the land of Nod. Figuratively, of course. Thanks, Father. Have a good night.
Okay, now that we're talking, would in real life be different though? Yes, to a degree. So in real life, it would be more like, you know, hardcore games. People that have like that hardcore mode where when your character dies, that's it, and you got to restart the entire game. And like those are the games where it's like you can maybe get hit once, depending on where the hit comes in at and what you got hit with. You know, it's like those types of settings. Those are in video games, so you could absolutely already expect that type of skill challenge, so to speak. And then plenty of games have survival aspects to them, i.e. make sure you're eating and drinking water, or you're making sure that your character is sleeping, so stuff like that. But the core principles of what you're doing in the video game is kind of the same. It's you establish what your overall goal is, right? And you work towards that goal. If you happen to come across people along the path of accomplishing said goal that happen to agree and their beliefs happen to line up with whatever yours are or your goal is, then, you know, they become potential allies that you can either work with or call on when the assistance is required. So, like, there would be slight changes, yes. But the reality is like a lot of the core principles of gaming and these types of games, like, it translates well to real life. Now, where the big hang-up would be that that would catch a lot of civilians and gamers up is when you play video games, it's automatically understood that your character knows how to do everything. They can drive cars, they can wear armor, they can use any type of weapon system you put in front of them. Weapon systems don't have things like jamming typically unless you're playing a more realistic or a hardcore game. Or a survival game. Like Tarkov. I know guns jam in that and you gotta keep them clean. Metro, games jam in there, you gotta keep them clean. So like, other than the fact that that most gamers and civilians don't have the basic knowledge of like how to drive a freaking tank, for example, or how to reload an AK-47 versus an M4, because there is 2 different loading styles. Other than little things like that, which can be learned, you can teach yourself this information. You can seek that out from people who know this information. But outside of that, honestly, there's very little that would deter. Because the other thing about being a gamer, if you look at all these gaming situations you find yourself in, is it's situation dependent. The games change, the situations change, the scenarios change. The core principles that you are operating under that allows you to make the in-game decisions to successfully complete whatever task you're working on, that doesn't change. That is always the same, no matter what. They're gonna make me come all the way back here, aren't they? It looks like it. Now, there is one other thing that people would have to contend with that you don't have to contend with in video games. There is one other thing, and that is the mental and emotional exhaustion and anguish that seeing some of these things would cause. So that would be another thing. Now, granted, the human mind can be conditioned to it, but it takes, you need help getting there healthily and being able to handle it. So that would be another change from video games to real life. So there is that one too. So you'd have to learn skills to be able to protect yourself and take care of yourself emotionally and mentally.
Check in with the community
which is super
leader.
important.
They've been supporting our agents.
If you are sound mentally and emotionally, that makes you more efficient in completing tasks and missions. But they, like this being a cover shooter, when you're in real life combat scenarios, absolutely use cover. Like that's a must, you know. Off topic, the game reminds me of the COVID lockdown when it started. I understand what you're saying, and I can see certain, and I mean very, very certain, very specific, few similarities. Yes. But let me tell you one thing that's a major difference. Roosevelt Island. Plain and simple, Roosevelt Island. What was Roosevelt Island? Roosevelt Island in Division 2 was an island off the coast that they literally took everybody infected, put them there, and put up a big old cage around, basically created like the equivalent of a concentration camp, essentially. And said, oh yeah, that's the quarantine zone, and then put armed soldiers there with their purpose of, no, you have to keep everybody inside. COVID didn't do that. And honestly, if you did that to Americans, there would be some problems. Because Americans are very... American culture's based on individuality and individual freedom. And due to that identity being so ingrained into Americans, the moment the American government were to take large-scale amount of people and literally take them and put them in a concentration camp on an island surrounded by military, active duty military being another key phrase there, because it's not it's against the Constitution of the United States to use active duty military against the American civilian population on American soil. Most people don't know that. They can use National Guard. That's perfectly fine because they're not active duty military. National Guard is a governor's asset to use as they see fit. But Division did that. So not only did you strip the individual freedom and the individuality from them, but then you activated active duty troops to lock them up in death camps. Like, those are major problems. So, like, that didn't happen. Also, COVID, a lot of people got sick. Yeah. A lot of people died. Yeah. But guess what? Didn't happen. Nobody of any of importance, government-wise or militarily-wise, actually died. part of the thing that made the Division thing so catastrophic was key government officials that were essential to maintaining law and order and civilization as a whole got sick and died. And that created leadership gaps and vacuums. And because there was no clear coordination at the top anymore, because key people had just died from this, that created misinformation and miscommunications, which led to a collapse. COVID didn't do that. COVID was not that effective. So, like, there are very specific similarities, but, like, good God, are they worlds apart for the most, like, yeah, they're just leaps and bounds apart from each other. Like, the government got a little, you need to do these things, but they absolutely did not take armed soldiers and physically force people into concentration camps where they were left to either die or survive on their own. Like, that never happened. So, I'm going to be very clear on that. Like, there are certain similarities, but it's very small and very specific. The vast majority of it, like, that's not how it played out. Hey, Helena Rose, welcome in. Wow. Oh, Stephen Ledger, you used it. Thank you so much. I always forget that it's there. Someone in chat, not going to mention names, you know who you are, has sparked an unstoppable rant lesson lecture from the easily distracted Scareborne. And you should apologize to everyone for causing such a time-consuming disaster. Just joking. Yeah, I know. No, obviously, but like, totally, absolutely use that rant command. I love it. I'm so glad that you used it. It's educational. I appreciate it. Hey, Eleanor Rose, how's it going? Welcome in. But like, the fear that COVID caused, I can see the similarity there. The distrust that COVID caused amongst the people for each other, the division it caused between each other, and the distrust it caused between officials and the civilian and the citizen population. Those are similarities between the COVID lockdowns and the green virus situation that took place in the Division world. So, like, those are similarities, 100%. It was a biological weapon. Those are similarities. But the intent of the biological weapon is also a dramatic difference. COVID was not designed to kill in mass amounts. COVID was... Think of it as a watered-down version of Darwinism. That was pretty much what it was. It was a watered-down version of Darwinism where who was the ones that were dying, typically? It was people that had disadvantages to their health, whether it was to age, to various other health conditions, like heart, lung, blood pressure issues, like things of that nature. The elderly, the young, the sick, people who were in compromised health positions, people that aren't in peak health, those are typically the ones going away from the COVID. And that reality is Darwinism is survival of the fittest, right? Survival of the fittest. The strong survive and the weak die off to make more room for the strong. It's very harsh, but it's a very old reality of how the world worked. COVID was a very watered down version of that. An extremely watered down version of that. The green virus, though, in Division, was designed with the intent of killing en masse and producing the maximum amount of casualties in a concentrated area. So as a result, the green virus was far more effective. Because they were designed with different intentions. Alright, so let's see. Who do we got to talk to in here? Where are you at? Is that another oh, that's a Shade Tech. Oh, there they are.
Hey there. Judging from the orange ring, I'm assuming you're here on Division business and not to adopt a cat. The other agents left some stuff here, in case one of you comes in here. Let me know if you change your mind about that cat.
Can we donate? Can we actually adopt the cat? I want to adopt the cat. I don't know where he would keep. It would be my combat cat. We put him in our bag.
Identified with 91% accuracy.
All right.
Good enough for me.
So we got a rabbit
Looks like
and a
Parnell's
deer.
drones have been controlled from an abandoned prison. Creepy.
Perfect place to hide a
No,
covert
that's actually really
operation.
smart.
Not for long.
So, okay, okay, an abandoned prison is not creepy. That's actually super smart. It's fortified. It's well supplied. It's able to self-sustain.
We shouldn't have cut back on patrols. We couldn't have known this would happen. You couldn't have known. I told you this would happen. And now... Do you need anything? A goddamn fucking time machine. Best I can do is whiskey. I found a bottle last week. Drinking isn't gonna bring my sister back. No, but it might help you forget. Until it doesn't sting as much. Give me the bottle.
What is
We tracked the
this?
drone
Okay,
signal
we're
to
just
the-
gonna go over
We tracked
here.
the drone signal to the we tracked the drone signal to the antennas on the roof of the tombs. Theo Parnell should be in there, or at least has been there at some point. Scouts have spotted Rikers in the area and coming out of the building.
I'll help out on this one. If Parnell's the tech genius everyone makes him out to be, you're gonna need a bigger genius to crack his shit.
We're so privileged to have you on board, Rhodes.
All right, now that I'm done talking, it's educational. I appreciate it. Oh yes, absolutely, absolutely. I love sharing knowledge and teaching others, and I love learning from others too. Okay, so an abandoned prison, like, okay, so yes, it's fortified to keep prisoners inside, right? But the other thing the prison is designed to, it's not only designed to keep people on the inside, it's also designed to keep the outside people from getting inside. Like, that's part of the design features. And...
Electronic device detected.
Okay. And they have a kitchen. They usually have a yard. They usually have laundromats, workshops, things of that nature. So, like, prisons can be 100% self-sufficient and sustained on their own. And it's a good facility to fight from. Because it's so heavily fortified and defended with the way that it was designed, with the intentions it was designed with. So it's actually kind of an ideal location to use as a base of operations post society collapse. Okay. Now that being said, you'll also have to figure out what you're gonna do with the those that are still incarcerated, if there are any. So you will have to figure out what you're gonna do there. But once the population, we'll call it, is cleared out one way or another, whether they join your numbers or they are exterminated or they are simply released to do whatever the hell they want, whatever you choose, it's actually one of the hands down best facilities ever. Because here's the other thing, like, depending on the way the prison's designed, if it's a prison that's got like keys for individual doors for the cells, like, people can have their own key for their cell and be able to lock themselves into their room at night and go to sleep peacefully knowing, hey, nobody's getting in my cell at night, right? So, like, that peace of mind at nighttime, that's kind of important.
Any updates for me, Theo? The system's a mess. I got into the code base easy enough thanks to Isaac, but it's gonna take a little longer until I can build a control interface. How much longer? Ideally, I need a week. We don't have a weekend. Okay, I could probably cut that down to 5 days. Keep at it. Give me an update tomorrow. We also have an issue with remote access. With most cell towers out of commission, we have to rely on satellites, and well, those systems aren't really being maintained. What do you need? A command center. Somewhere remote. Hard to get to would be ideal. Abandoned would be best. I got a place. Give me the specs and I'll set you up.
Now, the other thing here Now that they're done talking. I don't know. We're going to find out if they're going to do it in this one. But the prisons, typically a prison, I don't know how many of you have seen a prison in real life. I actually applied to work at one for a while there in Arizona. Now, the prisons also have a wide open, unobstructed, flat, clear area completely surrounding the entire prison, typically. The reason for that is because it allows the people in the guard towers to be able to see clearly at a distance if there is... There we go. If there is anybody approaching at a distance so they can respond efficiently in a timely manner, and it allows them to also see if anybody's escaping, right? And all of this being stated, the one thing all the prison guards in the towers have is a rifle. And the reason they have a rifle is because if they need to reach out and touch somebody from their tower, they can do so. And the other reason they can do so with their rifles easily and consistently is because there are no environmental instructions, i.e. trees, mountains, buildings. There's nothing around them. Now and for a setting like how do we protect ourselves and keeping our base of operations, quote unquote, safe, then holy crap, these are the plastic coffins. I've actually, wow. Okay. We'll get to the plastic coffins in a bit. Wow, plastic. Okay. They actually included that. Anyway, so that big open and wide area allows you to effectively defend the territory easier because you can identify threats before they're in range to do anything meaningful to you or to your location. So that's why it's actually super, super important to be aware of all those little details when selecting a place to call home or call a base of operations. You need to be able to see threats before they can do anything of noteworthiness, and you need to be able to respond efficiently in that manner before they're able to do anything to you. Man, I can't believe they included the plastic coffins. That's crazy. Honestly, like, for a long time, people didn't believe in that plastic coffins were a thing. And I was one of those, like... I have seen a lot of videos where people are like, oh my god, look, the military's mobilizing, And then it'll be like a train, and it's carrying military equipment, right? Or they'll be like, oh my god, look, they just rolled in with tanks. And it's like, that's not tanks. That's just a standard Humvee, man. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? So, like, I've seen plenty of those videos where a conspiracy theorist or a civilian that doesn't have the accurate information that they think they have, and they make false claims about stuff. Like, you know, like, oh my gosh, why are the vehicles green? We're fighting in a desert. You know why they're green? Because the freaking training environment vehicles, they're for training troops to go over there. The training vehicles are green because most of the bases we do training at are forested or wooded areas. We have a few desert areas, yes, but for the most part, it's forested, wooded areas. Hence the reason you see green military vehicles on trains and trucks for transport. It's just the standard. The other reality that most people don't understand is, like, the vehicles that we take into war zones don't come home. The tanks might. Some high-end specialty vehicles do. But for the most part, most of the vehicles we use in a war zone never leave the war zone. They end up getting sold to the company or the government or the faction that we're trusting to keep things stable in that environment. And we just give it to them. Because it's cheaper to do that and just build new shit than it is to go out and pay the costs that it would require in order to package and ship everything back home. So, like, when I see stuff like that, I'm just like, okay, so you just don't know what you're talking about. Raj, got it. So when people started doing these plastic coffin videos, right, the pallets of plastic coffins at FEMA camps, I was like, oh, okay, that's another conspiracy theory, whatever. And then I had to take the General Abrams, I believe his name was, and we went to certain they're not concentration camps, they're FEMA camps, officially. We went to certain FEMA camps in Georgia, and I was part of the security detail. I was like, escort this guy around. He wants to see these things because they're under his command in the event that they get activated. And we went there, and no shit, there was actually pallets of full-on plastic coffins. And it was one of those, like, wait a second, like, you mean the conspiracy theorists are correct? Like, that's legit what they are? And they're like, oh yeah, absolutely, that they are coffins for a mass casualty event. And I was like, wow, okay, let's hope that never gets used. So the fact that it was included in this video game, that was like oh, they actually went there. Ooh, that's a little terrifying. You actually went there. What did you know? Did you know about that stuff? Because, like, it was not something that the public was, very receptive to, and it was not something that the government and the military were very receptive about the idea of sharing and being honest about. I know what a military Humvee is, and green vehicles are just standard. Wow, I thought that was common sense. Is it true? Is it true for so to break down a lot? You're gonna have to clarify what you mean there so I can answer that accurately. Pi 2015. Yeah, you're gonna have to clarify that so I can answer that accurately. I need more information. Yeah, see, you know what a military Humvee is. Do you know what a radar truck looks like? Because most people don't know what a radar truck looks like either. Because that's another one I see misidentified all the time. Or like a Striker. Or an armored security vehicle, also known as an ASV. Like, people don't know what those look like typically. And those are all things that are just like, oh my god, this is the tank. It's like, tank shapes have changed very little. Just throwing that out there. That Striker, not Striker, the Striker and the armored security vehicle, it's like they have wheels. Tanks have treads or track. They don't have wheels. But I would recognize it's not a tank. Yeah, exactly. Like, oh man. Oh man, that's such a surreal thing for me because I've actually seen those plastic coffins and I was actually trained on what they're for. Like, that's such a surreal experience that they did that. Because legitimately it would look like this. And what you would do with those plastic coffins is you would do this. It was you would create a giant pit and you would put the people in the plastic coffins, you would stack them up nice and neat, and then you just bury the pit. Like, legitimately, that was what the scenario was set up for in real life. Like, that was actually a thing. It still is, because they haven't dismantled them. Woo! Alright. Haha, don't know how to type. Meant to say those break down a lot because of the sand. Yep, tanks have treads. Tanks aren't designed for pavement. Okay, I can see that. You can use them on pavement, yes. You shouldn't, and it's nothing to do with the tank. The tank itself, it can run over those stuffs like no problems. The issue that it comes into is that the tank destroys the pavement in the process. You can use them, absolutely. Just the pavement's not going to be the same. You're going to have to repave the road afterwards. You mean military vehicles in the desert, huh? Yeah, civilian roads get damaged. Yeah, yes, they do. Those take down a lot because of sand. Now, sand...
We've tracked the signal from Parnell's drone, and it looks like it's coming from the tunes.
Oh, shit.
Hopefully he'll still be there. At the very least, we'll be able to find some of his equipment.
I'll sit in on this one, in case you need some support. Me? I just want to see what weird shit this kid's been up to.
Rogue striker drone detected.
I was not expecting drones. I was expecting soldiers. Huh. Okay. I'm sorry, I should have been more specific. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No. You're good. You're good. As far as... Okay, so... Sand can damage vehicles, yes. However, understand that the Abrams battle tank that we were using in Iraq, I'm going to be very specific there, in Iraq, was specifically altered and designed to operate in that environment. Okay, so the sand can be potential issues, especially for other countries' vehicles. 100% agree. But the American M1A1 Abrams battle tank, it was specifically designed to be there. Did sand get everywhere? Did sand get in between gears and cracks and crevices and cause issues? Probably, but the other reality was like the crew was trained for it to be able to prevent and maintain, and then the vehicle itself was altered to withstand that environment. So there are those things that take into consideration, and the reality is the environment itself, the sand and stuff, wasn't the issue. The biggest issue, especially like, okay, so Afghanistan, we couldn't use tanks because it's a mountain country. Like, you're fighting mountain warfare. The roads are too narrow for tanks. Most of the cliff sides wouldn't support the weight of a tank. So, and the mountains, because there's so many of them, you're not going to get clear line of sights to be able to use the tanks. So tanks were not a thing in Afghanistan. Loving your music. Well, thank you. Yeah, it's so Jelly Roll, for those who don't know, I posted it in the Discord. Jelly Roll, the artist, he gave permission in a tweet that anybody can use his music for any of their streaming services without fear of copyright violations. And so did Tom McDonald. So I was like, well, people will know a little bit more about these folks, so I can play that music like quietly in the background, so that way in between me talking, you know, you guys have something to listen to and it's not just like dead silence. And then so thank you, I appreciate that. So do they have ATVs in the army? And I mean all-terrain. Yeah, yeah, it's called infantry. We walk everywhere. We are all-terrain. No, I'm joking. No, we don't have a true, in the sense of the word, that in the literal extent that you were talking about. Hold on.
I've been undermining Keener's operation for months. I infiltrated his network. I don't think the Rikers suspect it yet, but I fucked up. I think he's onto me. I'll meet you in the cafeteria.
I can smell his bullshit from Haven. Be careful, Agent.
Okay, two things. One, yes, it's a trap. That's obvious. Two, Kelso, shut the fuck up. You're not in the field. You don't get to make decisions. And your decision making is questionable at best. And that's being super generous and forgiving. Like, your judgment that you have, Kelso, is some of the worst I have ever seen. And I've seen some pretty shitty judgment calls. So I'm just throwing that out there, Kelso. Your opinion is irrelevant to me. Now, the all-terrain vehicles. In the most literal sense that you're probably thinking, which is like, no, this vehicle can go anywhere and everywhere without issue, right? In that situation, I'm going to say no. We actually don't have a vehicle that can go everywhere in every situation. We have vehicles that are suited for multiple terrains. We have vehicles for every environment, but we don't have one vehicle that can do it all. So there's those things. Because the other thing you have to take into account, not only are you talking about extreme weathers, but you're also talking about elevations. I'll give you an example. If anybody here has seen Black Hawk Down, the movie, or you ever seen military like videos of downrange stuff, especially on the American side, okay, you're gonna notice there's multiple types of helicopters, but there's one helicopter in particular. It's a little tiny helicopter. It's got the pilot and the co-pilot, and then it's got like skid boards on the outside that soldiers can sit on. And then they've got on the sides, they've got like missile pods, and they'll have maybe like a chain gun in the front or something along those lines, right? Those little birds, they're called Kiowas, okay? There were certain parts of Afghanistan that I operated in that Kiowas could not go to that elevation, so you weren't able to use Kiowa assets. You know, you had to use the Apache. You had to use the Black Hawk and the Chinook. You couldn't use that helicopter because that helicopter didn't have the capability of flying in that thin of an area. So that at that elevation, the air becomes thinner. And the helicopter didn't have the ability to actually to fly there and maintain control and balance and everything in that area. It would literally stall out and just crash if the pilots couldn't regain control of the helicopter on the way down, right? So like there are other things that most people don't take into consideration. It's not just the terrain, it's also the elevation that we're operating in. Like there are certain depths that you can't go to simply because it would crush the vehicles, you know? So elevation is another major factor of can you take this vehicle there. So there's those things. And then you have to take into account extreme weathers. Like Afghanistan, there were times where they were like, hey, it's gonna rain tomorrow, and it was like, oh shit. And it was just like, why are we saying oh shit? Well, if you hadn't been there, you wouldn't understand. But once you've been through one, it's like, oh, I fucking get it. And it's because you would have flash flooding every time it rained. You would have flash flooding to the point where it would destroy some of our defensive structures that we had set up, right? We would have HESCO baskets, which are wire baskets with burlap sacks, just filled with rocks and dirt and just rained on and compact and right, so like solid, with sandbags that are triple layered and stacked, like solid things that can take bullets and explosive devices like RPGs and shit and just be fine and not move. But when it rained, we would lose portions of that. Like portions of that would just get washed away in the rain because of the flash flooding that would take place. So it was like, oh shit, let's see how much we're gonna lose today, and then hopefully we can get it all repaired and replaced before the enemy decides that they're gonna exploit that opening. Well, when you're dealing with extreme weather like that, that's environmental, that has environmental impacts, then it's like, okay, your vehicle has to be able to withstand that. And it's like, not many vehicles can. So you have to have high elevations, you have to have the snorkel, you have to have, you know, things of that caliber. You have to be able to put your vehicle somewhere where it's not going to get pushed away. So like, we don't have one thing that's suited for for all environments, and it's impossible with today's current technology to create one vehicle that can do it all. but we do have vehicles that can go everywhere and operate in any settings, but it's specific vehicles for specific settings, if that makes sense. And as far as Black Hawk Down was a great movie. How many people remember the guy that he was the driver of the Humvee,
Rogue striker drone
and
detected.
like the glass came in and exploded and his face was all covered in blood and he was just like, I can't see shit, right? You remember that driver? He was the colonel's driver for the driving element that first went in. You guys remember him? Remember that character at all? Anybody? Can I shoot it through the glass? There it is. Bam! Attention to detail. Oh yeah, you do remember that character? Okay. Fun fact, I've met that guy in real life. And when I met him, he actually went from being in the Rangers to he became a chaplain. So he's actually an officer. When I met him, he was an officer. He became an officer, and he became a chaplain. And also, fun fact about him, he's one of the few, if not only, at the time that he went, he was the only one. I don't know if anybody's done it since then. But he was the first, and at the time, the only one to actually go back to Somalia. Like, he went back there. He actually made a documentary about it, where he went back there to where the Black Hawk Down incident took place, where he was fighting for his life with his friends, and went through the various battles, like, and walked the same fields, and walked the same streets, and, like, he relived it all. And it was just like, good God, man, you were such a brave dude, because, like, I know there's some shitty fights that I was in in Afghanistan, and I'm like, yeah, me personally, I'm not going back there.
Analyzing data. Positive identification. Theo Parnell. Rogue agent deceased.
This doesn't make any sense.
That's not true.
It's not that hard. Really should be more careful. They fell for it!
We knew it was a trap. I mean, that one was an obvious one. That was a give me. Woo! Come on. Get it. Come on, drone. Take him out. There it is. Alright, let's check upstairs, make sure we got no loot bags that we gotta be seeing. And I'm not seeing anything. Gonna double check doors. So there was something else that I saw in another playthrough on I think it was YouTube. I think I saw it. But apparently these little mission areas throughout the game, not just DLC, but like base game too. Base game especially. There's hidden loot rooms.
This kid changed his
So,
facial
I like to look
recognition
around and make sure I'm not missing
database.
anything.
I fixed the exploit. Shouldn't be a problem anymore.
Don't trust anything Parnell says. He's just trying to distract you and give himself an opening. I've seen this shit before, and it never works out for them.
It actually is pretty effective unless you're going against somebody with similar training.
like a challenge, right?
Woo!
See that button? If you push it, I'll give you a present.
If you push it, I'll give you... Well, I know it's a bad idea and I know it's a trap, so we're gonna go do it. What? That's not what you're supposed to do. That's not what that means. Listen. I want to push the button. You know it's gonna be a bomb, right? That's besides the point. I still need to push the button. I like your new weapon system you're using. The new weapon system I am using is this. The Mark 16. I'm going to tell you right now, the Mark 16 is a Scar. If you want this gun in real life, it's called a Scar. And it's actually a super efficient weapon system in real life. Good God. Oh, that's a shotgun, that's why. What the hell? That's insane. What happens if I do the same things, right? No, still a lower rate of fire. A military M9. Man, the M9. I was not a fan of the M9. I am so not a fan of the M9. So the M9 is it's actually a Beretta 9mm. And the reason I'm not a fan of the Beretta 9mm, it's got a safety, okay? So if you take... I don't want to get an actual weapon system on broadcast, because I don't know if that violates terms and services, so we're not going to do that. What are we going to do? What are we going to use as an example? We'll use the remote. Here we go. So, if this is the barrel and the slide, the top part of the gun here, correct? On a 9mm Beretta, you can push on the barrel and you'll push the slide back. It's a very precise window, okay? But if you push on it, it prevents the gun from firing. The weapon system will not fire. It's a built-in safety. So that's why I don't like that's one of the two reasons I don't like the 9mm 3 reasons I don't like the 9mm Beretta is because if somebody grabs the fucking barrel and pushes forward on it, you can't use that gun now. It won't work because it's a safety built in. And if you're using a handgun, chances are you're in range for them to grab a hold of you. Like, you're in hand-to-hand melee range at that point, usually. The second reason I don't like it, you seen that shit in the movies, right? Where, like, someone will have a gun and they'll point it at this martial arts dude, and the martial arts dude will grab the top of the slide and just pull the entire top of the gun off. Guess what? You can do that with a 9mm Beretta in real life. Absolutely. In one fluid motion, like if you practice enough, you can do it. How do I know? Because infantrymen that I trained with and deployed with and fought with got bored. And because they're tier 3 special operations guys, they do things with weapons when they're bored. And I had one buddy of mine, and that's literally what he did. He practiced over and over and over and over again so he could get the Hollywood speed of ripping the slide off of the top of the 9mm Beretta someone was pointing at him. So that can be done. So that's another major freaking issue. And then the third reason is it's a 9mm round. So I don't like 9mm. I like 45s and 40. That's my happy calibers. 40 and 45 for sidearms. I want to get one not cheap though. Yeah, don't get a 9mm. Go with a 40 caliber weapon system, or a 45. And then whatever weapon system you go to, you go with, I cannot express this enough. Super, 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 super important. Get proper training with the weapon that you end up owning. Go to the range on a regular basis. Hire instructors. Get military or law enforcement friends that know these weapon systems that you own. Have them go to the range with you. Learn everything about the weapon system, because the reality is if you have to use a weapon system for any reason, chances are your life is on the line. And if your life's on the line, you want to know with the utmost confidence that you can use this weapon in the most efficient means possible. And if anything happens that go wrong with it, you also know how to fix it. Because when the time comes that you need to use it, you won't have time to fuck around and figure it out. So, absolutely, get training. Go to the ranges. Get familiar with actually using it. The weight, the way it recoils, the where you gotta aim, the how it's gonna hit, all of it. Learn everything. Learn the possible ways that it could jam up on you. Learn how to fix them. All of it. Learn the weapon system like your life depends on it, because the reality is if you have to use it, it will. And you want to be safe. Being safe is another important part. That's a big freaking hit, though. Oh, man, that's such a big hit, though. Fuck it, we're gonna do it. Did you just... I did. But... I know. That's just such a... Oh, that's too big of a boost in certain areas to not make that change and give up a little bit of that damage output. A little bit. You just gave up a couple thousand. I know I gave up a couple thousand in damage output, but I gained like 30,000 in freaking armor and like 20,000 in health. Those are exaggerations.
Rogue striker drone detected.
Oh, come on. We knew this was coming. Oh, why am I using my pistol? Stop using the pistol. They're like, hey, you were wrong. What do you mean I was wrong? It wasn't a bomb, it was drones. It's the same goddamn thing.
You're no fun.
Well, they're all dead. Woo! Who's next?
Unknown network detected.
I'm getting a ping next door in the infirmary. Parnell must be there.
I mean, I don't know that I would set up in the infirmary in a prison. Obviously, I wouldn't go to the warden's office either, but, like, I don't know that I would use the infirmary. I think I would use the armory, personally. Yeah, I think I would end up using either the armory or the command room. But the command room is so exposed. It's heavily fortified. It's the most fortified room. Oh, I can't hurt him.
3D projection device detected.
Parnell can create holograms of himself?
One of those fuckers is more than enough.
Portable device detected.
So a command room inside a prison, it will control all the cameras, it'll control the alarms, it'll control like cells, if the doors are not operated on keys, if they're operated on a switch system, that'll all be in the command room, and the command room will be super reinforced. It'll be designed to be, it'll have its own air filtration system. It'll have an internal lock. The windows will all be ballistic and explosive resistant. The doors will be reinforced and explosive resistant and ramming resistant. But the issue with the command room is that it's usually centralized. And it's usually surrounded by freaking windows, which means if you're in the command room, you can't get out of the command room without everybody seeing you and going immediately into the open where you're surrounded. So that would be a downside of using a command room. But it is the most reinforced room in the entire prison. And you can survive in there for a period of time, depending on your supplies that you bring with you.
How can you believe that horse shit? You really think Dad had a heart attack?
I really think that's what the doctor said.
He never smoked. He ran 10 miles a day, ate clean. He was a fucking vegan.
Just because he was vegan doesn't mean he was healthy. French fries are vegan.
You know Dad was trying to impeach President Waller for campaign finance violations.
Don't start this shit again, Theo.
Then his autopsy report goes missing.
Theo.
Harry, they fucking cremated him. They destroyed evidence. You ever hear of Digitalis? Foxglove? It can stop your heart. It was out the report. There's no way to know if they even tested for it. You know he had enemies, right? Senator Kensington had it out for him. You know she ruined his presidential bid. Harry?
Cox is the real home
Harry?
internet you're looking for.
Did you hang up on me?
Based on Cox analysis of Ookla speed test intelligence data.
Okay, so Theo's got a grudge against the government and they recruited him into the division anyways. That was dumb. But I can say this with confidence, that absolutely sounds like our government. Our government would be that dumb. Oh, no. You just pissed me the fuck off. No, you're not gonna jump up there and go hide behind cover. Like, we're not doing that. Screw that, bud. Woo! That person actually was using the shield smartly. I gotta give them credit for that one. That one was actually a good use of their shield, because you saw how they were crouched down using the shield. It actually covers their feet and their shins and their ankles. Because immediately, if somebody is using a shield, that's the first place you need to aim. Even in real life, like, if you can remove that exposed area because they're not going to be looking at that, then you can remove their stability. If you can remove their stability, it makes it easier to overcome the threat. Woo! Oh, it's an illusion.
I've been digging through some classified division records, and there's evidence of institutional corruption that goes all the way to the top. You really think the division is insulated from Washington and its political bullshit? We should be working together.
No, it's not. We know that. Yes, you are absolutely right. There is corruption and all of that political bullshit. I totally agree with you. But you know what it doesn't have? It doesn't have a bunch of murderous fucks just running around killing civilians to get their kicks. Okay? Okay. I'm glad we had that discussion, Theo. We don't murder people just for kicks. If we're murdering them, it's because they're bad people and they need to be put down. We kill people who kill people because killing is wrong. Okay? Theo? That's actually a shirt, by the way, for those who don't know. It's a shirt and it says, I kill people who kill people because killing is wrong. Well, that wasn't very bright. Let's just run right out in the open with two guns in our hands where you're not going to shoot with any level of accuracy. And you went straight forward and then turned to engage. Like, no, good sir. And there was absolutely no cover. And you waited until I was in the room. You didn't wait till I had passed you. Wait till I pass you so that way you catch me in a pincer maneuver. Don't both you jump out in front of me. That's dumb. That's counterproductive. You're not going to accomplish things. Don't do it.
I still can't know Kensington had my dad killed to protect Waller. I know why, I know how, I just can't prove it. Yet.
Yeah, again, don't make a conspiracy theorist who you have that has problems with you one of your top secret elite agents. Like, that's dumb. Like, you deserve anything that comes to you at that point. Like, if these dudes bite you and destroy you, like, you know, biting the hand that feeds you, like, don't be surprised. You created this monster. You know about this. You did a psych eval. I know. I've been through some of this shit.
Try to access it.
This isn't a surprise. And you guys chose to give them that level of authority and funding and training anyways. Like, you deserve stupidity at that point to be happening. That's that whole stupid should hurt. And apparently Theo's providing that lesson to them firsthand. Way to go, Theo. I'm still gonna kill you because you're a murderous fuck, but way to go, Theo. Good for you for teaching them the lesson.
Bypassing security protocols.
All right, Rhodes.
Shit.
Show us what you got.
This is gonna
I'm on
be...
it, Kelso. Should have this nut cracked in no time, thanks to Isaac. You really don't.
I don't like not being able to run up on them.
You really don't.
Good job, drone. Same spots, huh? Okay, you guys aren't even gonna get creative with it. Okay, there we go. Bam! There it is. Oh, nope, next wave. Oh, you move it. Quit moving. Come on. Oh, wait, I've only got 4 rounds. I should probably reload. Alright, I can secure the area now. Let's go! I was gonna say fly a kite, but I'm like, we're inside. We can't fly kites inside. That doesn't make sense. Let's not do that.
Playing audio file.
You want my research? Sorry, but you didn't say the magic word.
He wiped the servers. There's nothing there.
Then we need to get moving and get a hold of Parnell.
Like, sincerely, did you actually expect there to be research left on databases and servers when this dude is literally the tech genius of the elite Black Ops unit for the government, and you expected him to be such an amateur that he's just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna leave my devices just unsecured so anybody can get into them. Yep. Come on, use a little bit of common sense, guys. You were trained better than this. I promise you were trained better than this. Because I know I was trained better than this. Come on, man. So, there's a Medal of Honor game. It was... I think it was called, like, Medal of Honor Warfighter or something like that. It came out in 2000, like, 8 or 9. Linkin Park did a trailer for it. And...
Rogue striker drone detected. Hostile striker drone detected.
Really? How many times do I gotta shoot this
radio intercepted.
Judge?
I guess it's just glitched.
I'm here. You still got this under control, right? Of course! I'm on my way here now. The division won't be far behind. Get ready.
He's running scared.
Portable device detected.
Okay. Weird. Whatever. Let's do this. Let's go, let's go, let's go! Anyway, so the Medal of Honor game. Fun fact, that Medal of Honor game was actually banned on military installations.
Dragon sent you? Yeah. Nice
American military installations.
Judge. So, where's the executioner? Dragov said you needed protection. I don't need protection. Okay. Look, I know you don't want us here. Stomping all over your precious, whatever the fuck this shit is. Don't worry about it. But here's the deal. That red ring puts a target on your back. And Dragov doesn't want anyone to kill you prematurely. That's very thoughtful. So we'll stick around until Dragov tells us to leave. Honestly, I don't give a shit, one way or the other. I'm just hoping some division fuckhead will try to kill you so I can get another trophy. Right. Well, that's cool. Anyway, I'm just gonna, I'll be upstairs.
Okay. So the judge is a little intense. Anyways, so that the Medal of Honor game, it was banned on U.S. military installations because of its level of realism that it was taking and putting into the game, as far as like operational stuff, the way that enemies operate, the way the Americans were operating. Some of the scenarios were like on point and super, super, super realistic. Is it the courtroom I'm supposed to go to? It is the courtroom I'm supposed to go to. So let's go upstairs and see what this leads to. Now, the other thing that made that game so successful as far as being able to hit the nail on the head, so to speak, as far as the realism and accuracy goes, is because they took the Special Forces guys that were participating in that the invasion of Afghanistan, and they actually advised the creators and developers of that Medal of Honor game. The game was basically you playing them during their missions. So that's why everything was so on point, was you actually had Special Forces guys going, hey, yeah, I've been in this situation and these things are how this played out. And the game developers went, oh shit, really? Okay, cool, we're gonna make that in the game. Exactly the way you just told it to me. Now, the reason why I bring that up is because I'm just like, Tom Clancy, man, I know for a fact, bro, you are getting information from retired operatives. There are certain things that Tom Clancy talks about in his books and shit. It's like, you don't, okay, first of all, yes, that happened, okay? Yes, that happened. But why do you know that happened, and why do you know it happened with such great accuracy? Well, it's because you have information coming from the people that actually did this shit. If you have access to that, and you understand the level of training and the mindset of these people and the way their thought process would work because you have access to them, when you make other games, i.e. The Division, why not, I don't know, go, hey, yeah, you know this Delta guy over here? You know that Navy SEAL guy over there? You know that Green Beret guy over here? You know that Combat Controlman over there? And you know that Force Recon guy over here? Well, I'm going to sit down with all of you, and then we're going to have a discussion about what the mental mindset of an agent on this level would be. And then that's what every single agent's going to behave and perform like. That I would like to see, personally. And why was it banned? Wow, I didn't know I played that game. Okay, yes. So, why was it banned? It was because soldiers, new privates joining the military, would turn around and go, I'm learning more from video games, because they would talk to reporters because privates are dumb. They're dumbasses. Yes, I was a private at one point, and I was a dumbass when I was a private too, just like everybody is. They talk to people when they ask them questions, and privates will answer them. And when reporters go, hey, what do you think about this? And they're like, oh man, like I am learning so much from this video game. Like I learn more about how the enemy operates, their mentalities, and how what our process is on how to counter those tactics and that behavior. And what these new privates were doing. They were fresh out of high school, fresh out of basic training, never been in a war zone, right? They hadn't been in combat yet. They're getting ready to go to combat, but they've never been there. And they would turn around and go, well, I saw this in the video game. And they would stop relying on training that they were receiving from people that have actually been in real life combat. And they started relying on the video games because of the video game's accuracy. And it was like, okay, but you have to understand that these are special forces tier 1 operators that you're talking about here. Us as tier 3 operators, we're not going to be doing the same missions that a tier 1 operator is going to be doing. First of all, tier 1 operators have a much smaller team to work with. Tier 3, we have a much larger team that we're working with. So, like, there are major differences. So it was like, it really hurt the performance of a lot of new soldiers coming in, and it got a lot of new soldiers killed because they thought they knew better, because that's what they're taught. And growing up is you're your own person, and you're confident, and you're so skilled and talented, and you can perform all of these wonderful things if you just believe in yourself. And it's like, war doesn't work that way. War doesn't give a shit about your individuality. War doesn't give a shit about your self-confidence. It doesn't care. So, in order to stay alive, you have to do what you're told to do by the people that have the experience and that are in the positions of authority, that have done this a time or two, that are trying to keep your ass alive. And when you start ignoring them and it starts producing casualties on the field as a result of you ignoring them, that's when the military has to make an adjustment. And that's why they ended up getting banned. And it ended up saving a lot of soldiers' lives. The other thing was there are certain settings in that game. I'm going to tell you right now, I never finished the game. I could never get through the game. Because... And Pi, you said you played it. There's a mission in that game where you're behind a rock and the enemies on the upper ground, like they have high ground, and they're shooting at you, right? And you're just holding out, waiting for an extraction. And you're hunkered down behind the rock, and you can see the shadow of the rock in front of you, and every time rounds are hitting the rock, like it's chipping away the rock, and that shadow is getting smaller because the rock is getting smaller, right? And you're running out of ammo, and the ammo's getting low, and you're not sure that you're gonna make it to the extraction point. But it's a video game, so obviously you're gonna make it, right? That scenario and that level, I've actually been in a scenario like that. And because it was so perfectly done, it put me back in that battle. In my mind, like it caused a flashback. And I've just never been able to get past that part because I get stuck in a flashback, and now I can't play the video game anymore because now I gotta go deal with this problem that's now come up. So that's another reason they also banned it. It was a secondary reason. It wasn't the primary reason. It was a secondary reason they banned it, was simply because the scenarios were so realistic it was causing severe flashbacks for soldiers that were still on duty, and soldiers were killing themselves over it because they were getting triggered by the thing that was supposed to be their escape, and it was things that they just could not deal with realistically. What do we got? Oh, we're actually gonna fight. Oh, that's the judge. Woo! Is it just gonna be freaking endless waves of enemies until I kill the judge? 'Cause that's really gonna piss me off. I hate when games do that. We're just gonna give you endless waves. No, no, no. No enemy has just an endless supply of people. Okay? There are enemies that will give you that impression, like, you know, China and Russia with their human wave tactics. I mean, hell, China's got more infantry soldiers than the United States has bullets in the entire United States military armory. Shit, I'm dead. I'm dead, and he's stuck in an animation! God damn it. Don't be get stuck in animations. That's dumb. Oh man. Alright. There it is. Judge is down. Woo! Come here, bud. You throwing grenades? That was not fun. Stop throwing grenades at me. Only I can throw grenades. Gosh, double standards. Haven't you heard of them? You gotta maintain the double standards. Okay? Okay. Damn, if you lucky, you get to spawn in the middle. If 3 event, they show up from everywhere. Oh. Yeah, when you get completely surrounded and swarmed simultaneously on all directions, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, like, that gets your anxiety up just that, like, has, like, a temporary peak of anxiety. It's like, oh, they're everywhere, okay. And then it's like, okay, quickly adjust and assess, now go. You know? But that there is that initial moment of, oh, they're everywhere. It's that realization that's dawning on you. It's like, oh, fuck. I have to change this now. I might not make it. All right. Hey, Froggy Pay, welcome in. How you doing? How's your day? Hope everything is outstanding and wonderful. Look at this. So let's see. We had... Now I'm going to blank on everything because I want to talk about it, because you know that's how traumatic brain injuries work. As soon as you want to talk about something and it's important, your brain's like, fuck you, that's funny. You thought you were going to have a conversation. All right. So we had Scareborne, Aqua Rebel, Nexus Sloth, Man Bear Nug, and now we've got Froggy Pate. That's 5. We've got 5 of the Legion broadcast team members in the chat that have shown up today. How cool is that? Look at that. You guys are getting to meet almost the entire team. Like, we've got more people, but like you're getting to meet the core of the team. How cool is that? Man, I love this team. I love this community. You guys are so awesome. Thank you for showing up. By the way, for those who don't know, Froggy Pate is an Army veteran like myself. And he has a variety of video games, but one of his main focuses and is one of his main passions, and it's actually fun, and I strongly recommend you guys go and check it out. Because it's crossplay between all platforms. That's right, I said it, all platforms. He plays World War Z. And he drinks special adult drinks with his wife while he plays them. And then he always loves to play with the viewers while they're drinking and playing World War Z and slaughtering the hordes of zombies. So, if killing zombies is your thing, you may want to go over there and check it out. It's a good time. Good time. How's it going? All right. Oh, he said to stretch. All right. I got you, bud. Okay, stretch is done. Staying warm, no work today and no work tomorrow. Woo! You know what that means, extra long gaming. I mean, yeah. Shucks, no work tomorrow. Let's see here. Alright. Did I miss something? Did I miss anything? You won't send a ghost? Let's see. Sorry about my typing. I'm doing a bounty in Division 2 and it's hard to type fast and not type. Oh, no worries. Absolutely no worries. I can decipher most of it. Just every now and then I'm like, I don't want to misinterpret that, so I'm going to ask for clarification.
You may not get another opening on him.
Alright, let's see if we can finish this up here.
Your cardio is better than mine. I'm still gonna get away, though. You know you're not the good guy, right? You're the one wading through the blood while I'm trying to get to the truth.
Remember, Parnell can't be trusted. He'll do and say whatever he can to throw you off. Don't lose focus. Take this bastard down.
Okay, hold on. Let's see here. There's got to be a way to do it. Here it is. Look at this. Bam! See? Gotta pay attention to the environment. You'll notice, like I've noticed in this area, like there's quite a few of these locks where you gotta shoot them from a different room in order to access the rooms. Not using shotguns. Loot, loot, loot! Oh. Wrong way. That's John Adams right there. That looks like John Adams. It's probably not. They're probably like, oh, it's just a generic old guy that we drew with a powdered wig. You think it looks like John Adams? Okay, everybody, you hear that? They think it looks like John Adams, so we're gonna call it John Adams. But it's just Craig from Tech. IT. Like, they don't need to know that. Okay, so we're not gonna tell them it's just Craig from IT with the powdered wig? No, we're not gonna do that. I just said that. Didn't you hear me? I feel like you weren't listening. Ooh, people are coming from behind me.
Hostile radio intercepted.
Keener, it's me. I need an evac. Send a helo to my location.
Sorry, Theo. Can't do that. I can't keep cleaning up
Whoa.
your mess.
Keener, are you serious? Keener, answer me. Keener!
You've got him cornered.
So he just got abandoned. We will be on tonight getting the kiddos to bed. Outstanding. I will absolutely be there. I will absolutely show up. All right, let's do this. Let's do it. Where's it at? Where is it at? Where is he? Well, we gotta be going the right way, because, you know, video game logic states that if you're running into bad guys, that's the correct way. That's how it works. I don't make the rules. I just enforce them. Get him!
DZ turrets compromised.
Apparently, he's still got a few tricks up his sleeve. We tracked his watch to the park nearby.
Okay, there's got to be a way to disable that turret. Destroy the turret generator. Okay, so throwing a grenade at it didn't work. Where, unless that was not the generator that it's sitting on top of. Okay, so there are cords somewhere running to it. Oh, there it is. I wonder why the grenade didn't affect it. The grenade should have affected it. But for whatever reason, I was like, we don't do that here. We don't acknowledge your explosives, okay?
He's got nowhere to run now, the coward.
Alright, let's get through here. Let's do it. Shoot the generators on the turret, grid blocks. Okay. See, I should have read that earlier. But here I was, distracted with shooting people. Not paying attention. I gotta remember to utilize all the assets available at my disposal, which includes my audience. Holy crap.
Detected.
What the hell? How many of those does he have?
When you can't trust anything, shoot everything. This is right in your wheelhouse,
Facts.
Agent.
I'm down for that. I'm cool with shooting everything. He's not a real target there. There it is. There it is. Found him. Found you, bitch. I got you now. Now you screwed. Because now that I've located you... Oh, I can't get to you? Oh. What a dick move. So they gave you... They show you where he's at, but they won't let you actually get over to engage him. Okay, so you can't disband. Here he is. Come on, get back up there, Theo. I want to have a conversation with you there, bud. Come on. Don't make me have to come. Like, I wish I could really go over there and just shoot him in the face. I really want to. So he's at Charlie. How do you get up there? There's got to be a way, right? Like, there's no way that they're just like, oh, hey, we don't do that here. Shit!
Immediate medical assistance needed. Agent killed.
Yeah, but you can't do anything. There's got to be a way to... That pisses me off when they do things like that. We're gonna give you a bad guy, but you're not allowed to fight him, okay? Okay. It's such crap.
Confirmed. Agent Theo Parnell. Error. Multiple signatures detected.
What the hell? How many of those does he have?
When you can't trust anything, shoot everything. This is right in your wheelhouse, Agent.
Come on, open up there, bud. Come on. You fucking coward. You're gonna make me come down there.
Rogue agent detected.
And I can't do this. Nope. Fuck you, it's not giving me the same standards. You can't see me, you can't shoot me, but you're able to shoot me right here even though you can't see me. Eat a dick, man. Here. Catch. We're gonna play catch. Oh, you're gonna run away because I got close. Raj, got it. If this is seriously how this is gonna go, I'm not, I don't know that I'm gonna complete this right now because of my time constraints. I'm not even, like, I haven't even broken through any of his armor. Oh shit, what turret's getting activated?
Hey, have you played these new Gold Rush double or scratch-offs?
Where, oh, where is the turret being activated? There's legitimately not a turret being activated. What the heck? Come on. You tell me to destroy something, activate it. There we go, finally. So you just gotta complain loud enough, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, you're right, our bad. We knew we were forgetting something. Okay, okay. You gonna be an alpha? You being Foxtrot? No, you're not. No, you're not. You're an alpha. Son of a bitch with this surrounding me thing. Destroy the turrets. There's one. Oh, you're screwed now, bud. You just entered the battlefield with me. Oh, now I just gotta get through all your little friends. Oh, I'm out of ammo. Holy shit. Well, we're about to have a really bad day.
You are now group leader. You have been promoted to group leader. An agent from your clan has joined your team. Group augmentation activated. Rogue detected.
There we go. What else we got? What else we got? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. There's somebody still alive in here. It's not those. It's not those.
Glad to see you got through that in one piece. See if you can recover
okay.
any intel from Parnell.
I got a link to his watch, but he's running some kind of wipe protocol, and it's gone. Managed to get some data off it, though. Looks like system files, mostly. But I'm pretty sure he tried to access a remote backup server.
Backups for the data he wiped at the prison?
Probably. It's gonna take a hell of a lot of processing power to find the server, crack it, and extract the files. I've got a few ideas, but his watch is definitely gonna help as well.
Rogue shade skill acquired.
Okay. Well, that was pretty cool, and thank you, Helena Rose, for, what's Helena Rose, correct? Let's check. No, stop! There we go. Helena Rose, yes. Thank you so much. Like, I was out of ammunition there. I was like, no, I gotta switch to my pistol. Ah! Like, you had perfect timing, Helena Rose. So, absolutely, thank you so much for that. That was outstanding. I think that's the first time I've actually run out of ammunition in a video. In this video game. I was like, holy shit. It's happening. Ah! Okay. You can't get to him. Once you do enough damage, he comes down to you, and then you destroy the turret. You must find the side he's firing from to damage it. Hey, Bob. Thank you for the lurk. I'm actually going to call you later tonight. Sorry, I should have joined earlier. Oh, no, you were absolutely good. I just wanted to eliminate him because, logically speaking, from like my real-life training and experience, it's like, if you truly want to cripple an enemy, remove their ability to gather or have access to accurate intelligence. If you can remove that ability from them, you have now crippled them in a way that they will no longer be A, as efficient as they have been, or B, recover from it and ever become a true large-scale threat ever again. So that was my process. I was like, no, we're going to rip this dude's intel away. The next step's the strategist.
From DZ-02. The JCF has pulled out and are preparing a retreat from Manhattan. Any agents who are still alive know that we are on our own. That's fine. We don't need the JTF. We don't even need the division or the government's permission to do what has to be done. We were trained for this, to complete the mission against all odds, to ensure the continuity of government, to save what remains. But what kind of mission is that? The government doesn't care about us. We're expendable, sure, but they have carelessly thrown us aside for no reason. And why should we sacrifice ourselves for state that doesn't deserve it? We should all take a moment to reflect on that and ask if the mission still stands. Me? I'm not so sure anymore.
Okay, now that they're done talking, so I'm going to give you guys the choice here. Do you guys want to see Elder Scrolls Online, or just hear me out, I don't know how many of you know him, Tarkin the Tank Man? He's the Viking dude that's always like, fetch the treasury, give him an invitation to the boot, right? And he's a fitness trainer as well. He is role-playing right now with a group of people who are all dressed up, and they're playing Dungeons and Dragons together right now, live. Would you guys like to see that, or would you guys like to see some Elder Scrolls? You give me a choice. No, quick resume on Series X. Oh yeah, absolutely. Totally agree. So what do you guys want to see? Live cosplaying D&D or Elder Scrolls? Up to you, sir. Okay. Well then. In that case, if it's up to me, let's go get you guys some special treat entertainment. Please stick with me for the raid, and thank you all for being here. I greatly appreciate it, but it is my time to go. I gotta go take care of my grandkids. So we'll see you all guys in the future, and we'll finish knocking out some New York stuff in the future too. So we're gonna at least get through New York, so that way we can access back to DC and have the full gaming access thing. So we will see you all later. Thank you for being here. I greatly appreciate it. Make sure you guys join the raid, and this is gonna be cool. I'm excited about this. I've been waiting all week for this. All right, let's go see it.